Hey, what's up, Raz? Going good. Little, trying to get organized today, but going good. How's things on your end? Well, that sucks. Well, don't jinx me, I don't want to get anything. What's up, Raccoon? How's it going? Bear with me, I'm doing one last cleaning on this airbrush before I use it as a throwaway one. I think I can get away with painting up Harley today with it. I have to start using my new one now. That's right, Raccoon. How's that going? You get all that cleared up? Wow, it's a long time. Well, at least it's cleared up now. Hey, what's up, Rukin? I was gonna replace the nozzle and the needle on this, but I decided since this is all worn out in here, I'm not gonna waste all new parts on this anymore. Because I got a brand new one. You can see the difference inside. So I'm not gonna waste new parts on this one anymore. See if we can get through this painting today, and then use it as a either sell it on eBay or use it as a throwaway brush. Where the hell's the... Even this little plunger piece, it's probably kind of hard to see. Even this part on this brush is all rusted and caked up, and so everything on this brush is kind of like rusted out on me. I replaced the rubber piece in here, and of course this stuff dried out my hand, but even I replaced that, and it's still kind of messed up. I think this brush lasted about got it probably around 2009 or 10, something like that. It's been a long time. Well, you know, it's not rust. It's the chrome is coming off the brush. So when the chrome starts coming off the brush, you start seeing the brass. You can see inside. See all that like yellowish? So that's kind of what's happening on a lot of other parts. So when this main piece starts to go on you, that's when you might as well just buy a new brush, because this part right here is about I think 150 bucks, because it's the main brush. So it's not worth like, to me it's not worth buying this piece then taking all these parts out and putting onto the new main body. You might just buy a whole new airbrush at that point. Because that little plunger piece is sort of rusting out. This little spring piece right here is starting to kind of give. This piece in here is starting to, it's got a little spring and a little piece in there, and that's sort of wearing out. What else? Yeah, so when stuff like that goes, it's just better to buy a new one. So that's why I have a new one over there. I mean, you can still utilize this if you want, because if it's spraying like in a weird angle, or if it's spraying weird, you can use it to do some kind of texture or something, but I don't like buying all these parts too much all the time, because this needle is about a, I think now it's about a $15 to almost $20 needle. This little nozzle that goes here is about $30. I think this piece here, if you buy this, it's probably about 20, I think. So you start adding all that stuff up, it's just, you know, just get a new one. The only thing I like to keep in backup in parts, so I do like to keep extra needles, because you never know if you drop or you bend that needle, so it's good to have extra needles. But I always like to have one extra nozzle on hand, just in case like you push the needle in and you push it too far and too hard and you spread that little nozzle apart. So I think that's what's going on with this nozzle here. It's starting to spread apart on me. So, but yeah, to put all these parts in such an old brush that's well over 10 years old now, it's not worth it. Yeah. Yep, all the parts. So the main body is the most expensive, and I think the most expensive is the nozzle, which is this little tiny piece right here. So that's $30 for that little nozzle. They used to be about 20, but with the inflation and everything, it's gotten Plus, I've scratched all these parts, and it's just getting old. But then again, I airbrush a lot, so these things go on you pretty fairly well. If you're not airbrushing and painting as much as I do, then yours will probably last you like a lifetime. I also picked up a Revolution CR. So this is a brand new one. You can see nice and perfectly shiny inside the cup, where the one I've had for about 10 years, all that chrome inside is gone. So what happens is, for those who don't know, the paint doesn't really stick to this, and it goes down fairly smooth. But when you start to lose all that chrome, the paint starts sticking to all that brass that you see in there. So you can kind of see it kind of gets caked up. So it's kind of the downside. Sorry, I woke up late today too, so I've been trying to catch up on stuff, and I completely forgot to clean my airbrushes this morning. And I just want to get these used one more time. Hey Scott, oh, so you did pick up some new ones? That's good. Alright, I gotta go into the sink and clean this out. Be right back. Using that Winsor Newton stuff to clean this out. Trying to move along as fast as I can. I think these caps here, I think they're about 18 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. The only thing that sucks I've come across is that I have never seen sales on airbrush parts. Like, a lot of the sales I see is maybe on an airbrush once in a while, but I've never seen sales on airbrush parts, so it's very, very expensive, the parts. What's up, Iceman? This right here is called, I think it's like a reamer. You get these with the airbrush part. It's like half a needle at the tip. So when you put it there and you turn it, but don't like grind it in, it pulls out the paint that's inside. So you can kind of see how it kind of gets the paint out. So these needles are nozzles. What I kind of do is I kind of put it in the nozzle, but you don't jam it all the way down. You let it nice and loose and you kind of turn it. And it kind of helps pull out that paint. But that's what the Winsor Newton stuff helps soften it up. And then you could kind of turn it around in there and pull out this paint and get this paint out of there. So it kind of cleans it up a bit. Well, I'm just cleaning my airbrushes to be ready to start painting, so... Let's see what else we got here. And these are great. You get these on eBay. Little wrenches for your nozzles. So instead of sitting there trying to do it with your hand or a tool to snap it, you use one of these little wrenches. So these little, microfiber things, not only do I use it for paint work, I could also use it for cleaning. So you can kind of use it to kind of clean out some of your airbrush. And then this comes with super lube, or you could buy super lube. I'm not really sure if like you're supposed to squeeze it in there, but all I really do is kind of use it for the needles, just to kind of give them a coat. Kind of helps the paint flow, I guess. Alright, brushes are all done. Alright, we're all done with that, so we can start paintwork. Before I do that, alright, so I went ahead and I got 7 of 9 and Harley ready for paint. Lola, not quite there yet. I had to do a lot of extra work on Lola this week, so, but we could do other things like paint up bugs and stuff like that. Before I paint up bugs though, I want to glue in a rod so this way we can attach the tongue at the end. So what I did is I added a mark down there in this mouth and I added this rod, so I think we can just kind of like put some glue in at the end. But for now, let's see if we can get this rod so we could kind of just attach it. Let's cut it here. Drill this in a little bit more. Alright, bugs is all set up. Be able to get all our stuff ready. Paint the tongue. I wrap up the handles so I don't get the handles filled with paint. That's the only reason why I'm doing that. Alright, we are pretty much ready. So I think we're going to start off with Harley's mouth and go from there. Alright, so I'm going to spray the mouth and then use a little bit of brushwork between the teeth. Because her mouth is so big, trying to sit there with a paintbrush and paint it always comes out like messy to me. So it's easier just to kind of spray it. So I got my Wicked White. Now I try not to always do pure white on teeth and be done with it, even though for Harley it works. What I'm going to do is add a little bit of Titan Buff, which is kind of like off-white. Try to see if this will tone the teeth down a little bit. You don't want to make them yellow, but don't want to make them pure, unless that's what you're going for. So it really yellows up the teeth, but what I'll do is I'll add a little bit more white onto it, a little bit of spray, And that should be good. Try to keep the back corners darker and the front a little bit lighter. Alright, I'm going to let this sit a little bit. While that's sitting, I'm going to spray up the body some. I cleaned up the base too. Sprayed it down, putty worked it, got the base nice and a little bit cleaner. Still got some more to go on the base, but got it cleaned up. Alright, for her body, I'm going to try and maybe mix up a color. I guess we're going to go with a little bit more of a virgin flesh, a little bit more of a, so she's not tanned or anything. So if I have any bottles here that are, the skin's fairly dark. I got a lot of bottles sitting next to me. I'm seeing if there's any here that are doable, that are... I don't think so. This is a bottle I had sitting here. It's from the Vanessa kit. I think this could be a good base. If it's not caked up paint, which it might be. There's a marble in there, but it's not shaking yet. Oh no, this might be pretty bad paint. Alright, so with my older paint, some of the Garage Kits flushes that I have, sometimes they're salvageable, but also kind of caked up a bit. So I got a roll of this film from my old autograph. So I cut out sections. I'm going to use it like a coffee filter. If I can get it to work. What I might do is I had a bottle. We'll use this one. I'm gonna try and use this one. I need a bigger piece. I'm glad you like it, Rukin. Right now I'm just trying to salvage some stuff. So this is kind of what I do sometimes. I want to salvage some paints. But the problem is, if you ever got old paints and you're spraying and it's clogging up your airbrush or it's spurting all over your item, it could be that the pigments are kind of clogging up. So this is an old bottle, but so when you get down to the bottom, it's kind of coming out like cakey. So the paints that are at the bottom of this are really kind of just old. But if you filter it, see, it's kind of like, see how it's coming out gloppy? So if you put that in your airbrush, it'll just cake it all up. So to me, at this point, this bottle is done. It's also starting to break up here in this paint, so I just throw this away now. But I'm still filtering it, and it is coming out at the bottom. So I'm going to grab another paint bottle that's old. Let's see what we got here. So this paint bottle right here is from Vanessa. I can't even squeeze it. It's completely hard as a rock. So I haven't did my spring cleaning, so some of my old paints are shot. But some of them are still got some life to them. So I'm just seeing what I got here. So you can see how this one's separated. So you can see it's like thick there and it's separated here. But so that shook up a bit, but it's honestly, it's still probably some of it I can save. Maybe. Yeah, see, if I put that in the airbrush, that would have just completely clogged everything up. But this paint bottle shot. These are old though. These are paints I used, what, beginning of 2023 maybe, I think. See if there's any more that I can save. Of course, I'm dropping everything. This paint bottle, there's nothing left on it. See, this is also one of my, just the old Jessica Rabbit paint. That's gone. Damn, a lot of these went bad. It's good to kind of go through them now. I can actually show you guys in real time what happens. Let's see what else we got here. That's it for those. Alright, so kind of pull this up. Let it drip down a bit. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to see, but you kind of see all those little weird stuff kind of sticking through the paper. That's kind of like a lot of the stuff all caked up. So I salvaged that much out of there. Not the best, but something. So at least I got enough out of there to salvage. But we're going to clean this up and fill that in a bit. Hey, what's up, Hangerbird? Alright, so we got that. Now, got a lot of colors over here and a lot of paints. I want to utilize so this was it's called a Kindle Flame from Citadel. They were on sale. So you see how it's all caked up? Like really, really caked up in there. I want to try to see if I can save some of this. If not, it might be shot. All I'm doing right now is I'm just adding some water and alcohol, my little water alcohol thing. Trying to see if I can salvage it. Whenever I mix up a base color of a character, I try to go through a lot of my paints and see if I can salvage some, mix some together, and sort of, you know, because paints are expensive and sometimes you can save these a little bit. So I don't know how well, see how it's coming out chunky? So what I'll do is I'll throw some more water alcohol in here. And now when I say this on sale, I went to that place Hobby Town and they had it in a little box for like 70% off, because I think what it was is they're so old and chunky. But you could kind of get some of the color back out of it without clogging up your airbrush. Yeah, it's not even really like... Trying to squeeze it a little bit without like breaking it open and all that pigment come, you know, go crashing into it. Yeah, it's kind of a shop paint. Oh well. You still use it for like, you know, bases and stuff. Didn't really get much out of it. Let's see what else we got. Well, Jesse's got to do the whole line over again if he does. The guy who was making those paints is either passed away or the business is sold. So yeah, it's a done deal. This is a soft body Liquitex Pale Portrait Pink. So it comes out fairly soft. But if you mix it up with some water and stuff, you can get a nice flow. Because we don't want super watery paint, but we also don't want thick. So it was really watery in there from the other stuff. So let's see what we can get. Hey, what's up, Terrell? Just mixing up some paints right now. Yeah, soft body is thick, but it's softer than the hard body. And then it's also, it's like you have your high flow, your soft body, and heavy. So... I mean, we don't have that much skin tone on her, per se, but... Are we gonna... I forgot, were we gonna do the stockings on her sort of see-through? Like her legs? I forgot, what do we, what should we do on that? Hold on, which one is it? There it is. So should I paint the whole legs and then do like a see-through white and a red? Or, I forgot, what are we gonna do? Yeah, I forgot too. Right? Damn. I don't know. Maybe do a see-through red and a see-through black. Or should they be solid colors? I don't know, Raz. You know the characters more than I do. Alright, so it's got kind of a good pinkish color for her. We're going to add a little bit of thickness paint to it. Hobby Lobby, not the ones that I go to. There's a place called Hobby Town, and Hobby Town is more of a, it's more of a kind of like remote control cars and gas powered little cars and like building like train set sceneries. So they sell a lot of the Citadel paints at those. So I don't know if you have any Hobby Towns near you. Hey, Attentive Slug, thanks man, I appreciate it. Yeah, if I said that, sorry, Terrell. Sometimes I don't pay attention to what I'm saying. Alright, so this is kind of a good balance, not too thick, but not too watery. So for now, I'm just going to do my base coat. What we could do is, if it's not see-through, we can do, the outfit's going to be like that shiny, I guess we're doing that shiny latex look. We can do the latex here, but then we can do a like a pearlized black and a pearlized red to make it look like it's silk leggings. I mean, we could try that, or we could do the whole thing sort of silk leggings looking. I don't know. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, it sort of is see-through on that one picture. Yeah, we'll do a semi-see-through. We'll do that. Might as well. Hey, what's up, Go For It Painting? How you doing? Alright, while, let's see. While I'm gonna paint up a 7 to 9 skin 2. Let's see what bottle I'm gonna use for it. Maybe one of these. Just gonna let this set up a bit, dry, while we work on Harley's teeth. What I should do is cover up the chair so we don't get dust all over it. So this is one of my other paint. I think this is the paint bottle I used for that Power Girl I just painted up. So the skin's a little bit darker for this one, but we'll lighten it up. No, I think this was the Psylocke skin tone. What happened to that Power Girl skin tone? Maybe this is it. So there's a little bit of a gunk underneath the chin, so we'll let this dry up anyway. I'm going to do the hands, and then we'll sand it down and then paint it up. So for her regular hand, since it's got the factory, it's got a little bit of smudge on there, gotta sand it down. gonna use the adhesion promoter. So the goal is just to get a base coat on all this now, and then double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. If there's any like heavy scratches or like maybe a chunk of eaves I missed to sand down. So that's why I usually do my base coats with the skin like this, especially when I do my custom work. Alright, we'll let that dry up. Alright, so for Harley, should we do like, I'm going to do the white face, you know, like I normally do with our heads. But I'm thinking maybe, maybe we should, what the hell is this? I put this on auto. Should not be on auto. We'll call it, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, crying or, I don't know. No, Hangover, this is not for any client. This is just for YouTube, Friday streaming that the Patreons voted for. So it's kind of whatever we come up with, and then when it's all said and done, if any of the Patreons want to purchase her, they get first dibs. If not, I'll throw it on eBay or something. I mean, we can make the face look a little dirty, we can make the eyes look like she's got that happy crying look thing, where kind of like the makeup is sort of a coming down type thing. There's a lot of options. She does have the mask though, so we'll definitely have the mask on her. Some of her original skin. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully this brush works. So with teeth like this, I need my magnifying glass. So teeth like this, I try to bring them out a bit. And then she has sculpted like sculpted gums. So I try not to do the gums like a perfect red. Try to mix it up with some pinks and the skin tones and stuff. And then sort of try to paint them in. It's kind of hard to see. I gotta get a... So what I like to do is if the brush is dry enough with the gum color, sort of work out the teeth a little bit. If I could follow the sculpted lines. And sort of under these teeth as well. If you're into washing, you could just do like a wash around it. But I feel that trying to put a wash in here would sort of lose the color a bit. So, this is why I try not to paint teeth too much, because it's better to airbrush it, and then I like to sort of outline it because there's some kind of way to outline it. And then at the very end, because there's a yellow tint on there, if you screw up and you go back to the pure white, you can sort of add a little bit of a pure white on some area without caking it up, and you can sort of clean up the lines a little bit. I try not to glob teeth because I hate trying to paint teeth and glob it on, because you know, you're hitting such a small area. But for her, that kind of looks pretty decent. Hey, what's up, Jacob? Busy week. Hopefully yours has went well. Now we kind of darken up some of this red with some mahogany, and we could kind of do the back part a little bit. And then if we're good enough, we can sort of darken up this little part there. And this little part underneath the teeth there. So it kind of gives it a little bit of darkness going in backwards. Now I'm not worried about if I'm messing up the lips, because the lips are going to get painted anyway. This is just for the teeth. So that's kind of a good way of doing the teeth without trying to make them, like, you know, crazy, just white. Give some screw ups a little bit, kind of clean these up a bit. Okay. Next step is, let's make sure that they're really, really dry. Alright, now, if I was to do this normally, just kind of normal paint up without streaming and stuff, what I would probably do is, I would have done this something like early in the morning. I would spray it with like a clear coat of the Mecha varnish, probably gloss or something, and then let it sit and then come back after lunch and start painting. But since we're streaming, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask it up now, and when the item's all done, I'll just go over with a paintbrush and I'll airbrush over it, or paintbrush it, whatever. But we should be pretty good where it's not going to be tacky. So we'll grab our silly putty. Where is my here somewhere. Don't really need much silly putty. Thought I got this all cleaned up. I'm missing a couple spots. You know, it is the lighting in here is a little different. Alright, let's get our base coat on this. Put the 7 and 9 to the side. Oh, you talked to him? Alright, I'll confirm it with him to see what he says. How about that? I'm gonna look over her body one more time, see if I missed anything major. Sometimes it's hard to see stuff in primer. As long as you don't over spray, you can kind of sand it down, depending on what paint you use too. Trust me, I asked him. I told him, if you're not interested, I said, I know somebody else that wants her. He said, nope, he's interested. Keeps on asking for updates, so. Alright. So as far as Harley goes, skin tone's looking pretty good. So let's get that base on those areas I sanded down and we'll start shading her up. Let me check her head one more time too, make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright, so as far as shading on this one, I'm not going to go super crazy with transparencies since I don't have the garage kit stuff anymore. So this is my batch of raw sienna hue I made. So we're going to use this to come up with a little bit of a shaded color. Because Harley doesn't have a lot of harsh shades on her. So I'm going to try not to go too crazy, but we're going to dull it down anyway. First, let's make sure she's all Alright, so this is a fairly darker shade for now, but it's to kind of hit those areas that's very hard to get. So we'll kind of shade underneath in here. Back in there. So I always do harsh shade on it because it's just easier to get in there in certain areas and then not have to worry about it. Still a camera. So that's why you make sure that this is dried up to hands so you don't ruin it. It's always messy when I do this, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to get toned down. It's all about trying to hit those areas with the dark paint so you don't have to worry about it later. Rukin, you mean you printed an item and it's 3D at 1/4, or? Now, even though I'm sort of painting the face, I'm still going to use the white paint on her, but I figure what the hell, just kind of paint it up anyway. But we'll throw the white all over her face with some of the blue shading or dark blue shading. So with this dark color that's in here, we'll go back to the original color and we'll try and lighten it up. Now this is normally where I would start using all those garage kits transparencies, but I don't have them anymore, which kind of sucks. I have these Freak Flex stuff, but this Freak Flex stuff is very, very gummy, and I haven't really found a way to thin them down to the point where I like them yet. So I think I gotta hunt down another set of transparencies that were closer to, because this Flesh Wash from P3 Formula is really good, but it doesn't have that like red or orangey tint that the garage kits had. So I gotta find a good company that has transparencies like garage kits, and so far I haven't found any. I don't know if you guys know of any good transparencies that are not gummy. So I'm going to go back to the original color with some watered down color and sort of try to lighten this up a bit. Scott, what happened with garage kits was his chemist, the guy who mixed all the paints and made them, he either passed away and the family members took over the business but didn't know what the hell they were doing, so the paints weren't being mixed correctly and there was no feedback or even answering emails or phone calls. So either the family took it over and tried to get out a bunch of orders, or he sold the company or sold it to somebody else, and the person who was doing it never told Jesse that they were the new owner and screwed up all the formulas. So whatever happened, Jesse completely cut ties whoever the hell was doing all the mixing of the paints. That's what I know. So that's kind of the like, that's all I know, that's all Jesse told me, and that's it. So either the guy, or unless the guy was not mixing stuff and he gave up on everything, I don't know. So Jesse got to the point where he was getting paints in from whoever was running the paint line, and they were, you know, the paint would cake up in a month. So, like, you know, he would, like, even a couple paints I got from Jesse, like, in a month later, the whole bottle was just completely gelled up. So somebody wasn't mixing them correctly. Alright, Raz, yeah, I'll look into it. I'll have to ask around. But, yeah, it's kind of a shame, though. I really got used to those paints, and I really liked how they, you know, I like this skin tone, and I was honest with them. These other paint colors were okay, but I really like the skin tones the best. You know, his solid colors were okay. They weren't the best for what I was doing. But the transparencies were great. Like the Payne's Gray Transparency, I absolutely love that color. So it's kind of hard to live without that color now. his goal, like a while back, he thought that maybe down the line he would be able to mass produce it and get it into like hobby stores. That was kind of his goal at one point. But then he was doing so good with just going to the hobby shows, he didn't really have to, I guess, force it. You know what if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, whoever the hell was doing the paints or whoever took over completely screwed everything up. Honestly, to me, I think it's a family member who took it over. Because from what Jesse said, he couldn't even contact the guy who was making them. He just like completely disappeared. So no phone calls, no messages, nothing. So maybe he did pass away, and Jesse just, you know, whoever took over the business just didn't tell any of their customers. I mean, I have a little bit of the Payne's Gray left. Like it's kind of like my holy bottle. Like this is kind of all I have left of the Payne's Gray. It's about like that much left. And once that's done, I've been mixing the Payne's Gray is just like blue and black. So I've been experimenting with the Freak Flex. I've been mixing the black with the blue and a little bit of purple, and I'm kind of getting it. But the problem, like I said, is this stuff gets very gummy. So, and the transparencies from Golden, they're not even really transparent. They're like very, very like, they're not like, they don't have like that transparent feel to them. So they're like, they come out almost like paint. So what I'll try and do is I'll take a little bit of this, let's see, my Bright Flesh, this bottle's almost like shot too. Like you can see at the bottom, it's got like all this gummy look to it, so I don't know if there's any left in here. This would be a good color to use on Harley right now. Like even opening up the bottle, like it just all gummed up. So that's what was happening to his paints. They were just gumming up like crazy. There's a little bit left in here, not much. Alright, Raz, I'll check it out later. Thank you. So all I'm doing now is I'm just keep mixing these colors in the paints, getting different shades, just kind of adding them. Yeah, that's the problem. They don't last long. A lot of the colors I have left, there's only a couple ones that are still manageable to salvage. I threw away a bunch of them. Like some of the whatchamacallit, which ones were they? I lost a couple of these bottles. The African flesh line. So the African flesh line, you could kind of see how it's separated in there, and like one when I squeezed it out, it looked like dog crap because it just caked up and it just was messed up pretty bad. The transparency stuff just completely just turned into a big pile of gum. Yeah, I really don't have much of the garage kits stuff anymore. It's pretty much kind of on its last leg. I mean, if you have some of those paints and they're working, try and keep shaking them up every day or every other day, because if you don't shake them up, they're gonna really cake on you fast. So that's the only thing I could tell you if you actually have them. What I used to be able to do is kind of melt down the paints afterwards with those garage kits with the Tessa's dull coat, but with these paints I've been using, that really doesn't work too well. We were talking about it before, Jacob. What we're going to do is we're going to keep these latex, but then we're going to do a transparency black and red on the opposite leg, whatever it is. I'm going to hit it with some dull coat just to kind of see like how this works out. I need to pick up more dull coat anyway soon. Yeah, like with the garage kits, the dull coat would just like start to kind of melt everything together and you would bring it out. This is sort of doing it, but not as much. So what I do have some left is the transparency flesh tone. I have the virgin flesh. Actually, no, I don't have. Thought I did have more. I guess I didn't. Yeah, I think I ran out of that as well. Damn. That's pretty good on flesh tone. As far as her face goes, like I said, we're gonna do it white anyway, so I'm not too worried about the face. That'll get toned down. I'll have to use a new airbrush for that, because I can do a better. Alright, so we put her aside, and we get 7 to 9 out. Yeah, I gotta make sure Harley's booty's got a nice little white, extra white pop to it, which I did. Alright, so we'll probably use some of Harley's skin on her as well. But we don't have much skin on her, which is actually good. So we can get away with this a little bit more. We'll do some pastels on Harley, but we'll let the paint dry a little bit. Alright, so for 7 and 9, she's not Harley skin, but she's not tanned either. We get to do whatever the hell we want, so I want to make the face pop a little bit. So we're going to grab her skin. We're going to make her a little sexy too. We'll add some nice eyeshadow on her, and we'll make it pop a little bit. Usually easier to paint the head without the body there, but we'll do it. Now whenever I paint skin and they're going to be a blonde hair, I try to paint the hair with the skin color, because then it's easier to add the like yellowish color at the end and not make it like a yellow out of the bottle. Oh, that's right, there was a little spot there. Forgot about this. Alright, now we're going to mix in some of Harley's color to this. Alright, skin tone looks pretty good. I think I got some saran wrap stuck in here. Why are you not? Alright. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Okay, I think I'm going to do just pastels on the cheeks, try to get some shadows in the eyes. And I think that'll work. Not really too much to the face other than trying to work that in. So what we'll do is we'll hit it with some Testor's dull coat. Let that sit, go on the Harley bit. Alright. Harley's head over here. Now as far as her body goes, let's just double check to make sure everything's looking good. A little bit of a mess up over there. Alright, there is a spot that is bothering me and I have to fix it, so. Problem is getting to it, it's going to be a pain in the ass. So there's a little bit of a mark over here that I don't like. I didn't see it before until I added color. That's the other problem. When you start adding shades of color, sometimes something pops up you didn't see before. So there's this little... Hey, what's up, JC? How's it going? That's not sounding good. You better get that checked out as fast as possible. That could be, couldn't that be something like a mini stroke or something? Hopefully it's not, but I'm just saying, be careful with that. Getting any kind of numbness like in your face is not a good sign. Oh, wow. Okay, then maybe it is a nerve thing. Well, I don't know. It's kind of scary. Well, like I said, I had numbness in my arm that radiated down to my thumb, but it radiated from my back shoulder blade. So basically, my thumb was getting very tingly, and it would get numb at times. So I had a sprain here that radiated all the way down into my bicep, then went down to my thumb. So when I went to that deep tissue guy, he pressed the nerve under here, and he pulled my arm all the way back. And then what he did is he rubbed the blood, and he rubbed out the muscles to get the flow back into this area. And then but he beat the shit out of me. Like, he beat the shit out of me, and he broke up all those toxins. And then my thumb and bicep were good. Yeah, you might have something up in here that's coming all the way down the arm. That's what the guy did, and he fixed my issue. So. That, or you're just getting old, so stop getting old. We're gonna do some blush. I'm gonna fix up that part on the leg I just sanded in a second, but we'll put a little bit of blush in between the chest. And then yeah, like I said, you're getting old, man. Gotta cut that out. Well, I'm starting to get neck issues because I'm always bent over now working on stuff in the garage. So what I'm trying to do now is, like, at night when I'm done, and I try to take out every so often to do some neck exercises and stretch my back and stuff. So it's the old age that's kicking in. It's getting there. So 19, you could fall down a mountain, get up, brush yourself off, and get back to work. But now, forget it. Like this morning, I was so comfortable in bed, I was like, I'm not getting out of bed, so I stayed in bed till like 9 o'clock. I was like, screw it. I just wanted one nice day in the bed because it was so comfortable. That's why I didn't have anything done today, but say I kind of called in late today. Well, I haven't slept in since Thanksgiving, so I wanted one day of just sleeping in. Just plugging away. You know, been very quiet, just banging out projects. I finished the X-Men Pyro statue this week, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get the video up Sunday. Pulled out the Doramo, or whatever the hell his name is. My friend makes fun of me. Doramamo, whatever the hell. So I got to paint 3 of those, and then whatchamacallit, got a lot of done work on Lola. Got Lola fixed up pretty well. Not ready to paint yet, but I got most of it ready. So just kind of plugging away. But with Christmas weekend, I am going to spend another weekend of painting up my own item. So I think next week, Friday I can't stream, so either I'm going to stream Thursday, probably Thursday, because I think Saturday I'm going to take a personal day. And then Sunday's Christmas Eve, and then, what was it, Monday's Christmas Day? So I think Saturday and Monday I'm going to paint up my own item. Yeah, trying to. I got my Power Girl Retro and Bombshell pretty much done. So Retro is ready to be painted. Bombshell is almost ready to be painted. And then after those 2, I can start working on other stuff. So getting there. All right, now for 7 of 9's head. I don't want to put blush on her as much. I think maybe just like a darker skin tone for the cheekbones. Because she doesn't really, you know... Let's see what we can do here. So I'm thinking... Yeah, you should get those done up, Raz. Take some time for yourself this holiday, if you can. You might get over it by then. I think we do need to add a little blush. Not too much. You just jinx yourself, JC. She doesn't have heavy makeup, does she? I gotta look at my picture. I mean, at least lipstick. I mean, I'm doing my own thing, but where the hell is her picture? Where the hell did I put the... There it is. So yeah, she doesn't really have heavy lipstick. I know I put a little bit more than, you know, but like I say, this is my little take on it, so make her look a little sexy. Well, I'm just trying to bring out the face a little bit more, you know. And I'm gonna probably paint the lips a little bit too, but for right now I'm just kind of doing a base thing on it. Yeah, I kind of like how it looks so far. Once I do the hair and add the teeth, eyeballs come together. I like that. I like that. That looks good. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can play with the lips a little bit more. And then we'll fix Harley up. Paint bugs. Good thing I went and bought a bunch of paintbrushes. I saw my parents because I'm running low on them. Every once in a while you get that one brush where it's got that little tiny long hair on it that screws you up. You gotta cut it. I think that looks pretty decent. No, I think if I went to the makeup counter girl stuff, they'd walk out like clowns. You know, at least with the stats, you could kind of correct it. But I think if I was to do it on some girl, I probably won't look right. But there's people way better than me that can paint faces though. I'm trying my best, but some of these guys you look on Instagram and stuff, they're just, you know, they can paint the smallest faces, the craziest, you know, make it look super realistic and stuff. But this one's coming along pretty well. I like it so far. Yeah, you should get it and paint it for the hell of it. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun and painting them up yourself. They don't have to be, you know, 100% perfect. Nothing wrong with messing around on your own. You could go to a hobby town. If you have one near you, supposedly they're carrying these new line of paints. I forget what they're called, and they're specifically made for miniatures. Where when you paint, like, you know, when you paint the arm or the head real quick, the paint dries really fast. Oh yeah, sorry, I don't paint miniatures. I do not paint miniatures at all. I hate painting miniatures. It's bad enough I can hardly see this stuff. So yeah, that I won't do. Sorry, man. I turn down a lot of people that ask me to do miniatures. It's just not in my wheelhouse. No, it's well. I mean, yeah, of course, there's always a price, but even that, I don't, I can't, I couldn't guarantee they would look good. You know. I think that's looking pretty damn good. I like that. What do you guys think? Looking alright? The lips are, they're fairly pink, but they're not like, you know, there's got some striations in it. And then I kind of hit it with some blush on the cheeks, but not in the, here I left this darker. Kind of like a little alien-like. So I think that looks pretty decent. Her cheekbones are popping, which is looks good. Far away. Yeah, I didn't add. There's a blush, but it's not too much, and then the eyes are just a smoky eye. I didn't do any colors in there, so it's looking fairly good. It's got a nice, sexy look to her without being overly done. I think it works. She's got to dry up a bit. I got to seal it. And then, you know, once I add the hair. So her hair, it's going to be like a I'm going to go with a nice dirty blonde on her. You know, I'm going to try to keep some of the roots and stuff a little bit darker. Especially in the back. And then I think that should work out pretty well. Far away, she's got a nice badass look to her. The head worked out perfect. She looks like a badass in there. Yeah, okay, that works. Alright, what do I gotta do now? Yeah, I have to figure out where I'm gonna do the eyes. I mean, if you turn her this way and you have the eyes turned that way, it might look a little good. Alright, we'll see when I get to it. I still like to, whenever I do skin, I like to do the skin and kind of walk away and come back the next day and see. I don't know, JC, we might have to ban you for chat from that. So make sure the hands are sort of still in color. Yes. Alright. Good. Good. Alright. Put those aside. Alright, we'll put her aside for now. Alright. Let's fix up Harley's leg. Yep, airbrush is already starting to. Yeah, this is the last item. This is the last day of using this airbrush, I guess. Yeah, well. Oops, I gotta put the lights on outside. Hold on one second. Lost track of time in case I get a package. I'm sure she didn't really care. She just was probably happy to get a job. But yeah, that definitely did help her career. No, you know what it is I forgot it gets, you know, darker earlier, and I can always hear a truck come down the road, so I know it's either UPS or FedEx. And I got some packages coming to me fairly soon for people. So I don't know if they were supposed to come today or not. I'm gonna have to check the front of the house after I'm done. But if I don't put the lights on, they leave it up by the porch. I kind of like I like that when they leave it by the side door where my lights are on. Then I don't put up any Christmas lights or decorations. By the time I would get around to it, it would be the holiday and I'd have to take it down the next day. Alright, we're looking good on that. So I think I'm going to use this airbrush for the face. This way if it gets splattery and it kind of messes up, it'll work good for the makeup on the face. So I think we're going to keep this airbrush going for that. So the fun parts about Harley. So the idea is to let it get messy, and we can take it from there. So this is why I like Wicked Colors White, because this is the best white I've ever used so far in acrylics. I love it. That's why I have a huge container of it. And what we'll do is we'll kind of, hopefully I'm in the camera. This way if some skin is showing, it's okay, you know. I like the overspray, especially when it kind of gets on the ears a little bit. Alright, this is where I break out the other airbrush. Where is it? I only use this one once in a very smaller stuff. So this is the HPB Plus. So this is when I got to do really super fine tuned stuff. And this is where that Payne's Gray comes in really handy. Like I said, I'm going to be upset when this bottles get on. All you need is 2 drops, too much pressure. Alright, so we can camera at least. Still too much pressure. So I kind of just hit a little bit in the crevices a bit around the nose. Nothing too crazy. That's pretty much it for that. Alright, so if everybody's still around, should we make the face like Jokerish, where it's kind of like we see a little bit of speckles of the skin tone coming through, like it's peeling, or do we leave it clean like this? What do you guys think? Because what I could do is I could get a sponge, and I could sort of sponge around the face a bit with the skin tone, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Or do you want to do the crying method where it looks like she's crying underneath the mask and the black is running down the white? So we could either do the crying or we could do the speckling. I don't know, what do you guys think? So if I say the crying, if you look up if you want to go ahead and look up Harley Quinn number 13 Adam Hughes cover, it's the one where she's smiling, but it looks like I think she's crying a bit, and she's holding up the sign like she got arrested. Or you look at the Joker, Heath Ledger Joker, where the skin is peeling. You know the. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. I mean, I'm fine either way. So we could do crying, we can leave it clean, we could make it look splotchy. If you want to make her clean because she's a police officer, I don't know. Come on, Raz, we need some input. Let's go. We don't have time to waste here. No pressure, though. Raz says clean. Okay, so if this doesn't look good at the end and nobody likes the way it turns out, we could all blame Raz. Awesome. Good call, guys. Good call. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, Zantana? Send me a pic, Raz. I like the character. I just never really seen the sculpt yet that I absolutely love. Alright, hold on, I'll check it in a second. Oh, nice, not bad. Hey, wait, this is the guy that did the... Didn't he do the Vice from SNK? I'm looking through his stuff. Yeah, he did do it. Yeah, I want to get that Vice. Are these 1/4 scale or are these miniatures? For anybody that wants to see, I will... If anybody's interested, I'll paste it in chat. Not the Zantana, because that's got a... Find out and let me know what scale they are, because I really like that Vice sculpt they did, and I was gonna pick it up and have it printed next year for my own collection. But if it's not, if it won't print in 1/4 though, I won't bother. So what is it, like certain sculpts you can't print a certain scale? So. So I think I asked them on Instagram when they posted it if it was a 1/4, if it prints 1/4, but they never got back to me. Well, I don't care about if it's broken up. It's just that even if it's broken up and if it doesn't scale up correctly, because it looks miniatures to me for some reason. That's why I never jumped on it right away. Well, if you have one of their files, can you scale it up in the program just to see? You know, like no rush, like whenever. Because if it's scalable, then I'm gonna want to get that Vice. Yeah, when you print them, let me know. Give me some feedback, and if you think it'll go 1/4, I'll snag the Vice file when I get a chance. I mean, I'm not a huge MK fan, but when I did play it every once in a while in the arcades, she was one of the characters I would use. So I figured someday I would like to get a statue of her. SNK. SNK, not MK. She's on his Gumroad account. I'll post it. It's the King of Fighters, basically. SNK, King of Fighters. That one. I like that one a lot. That's it's not my favorite outfit of hers, but it's still one of the cooler ones. So her newer outfit's better. It's more of like a business suit, which I like that one a little bit better. Yeah, she wore a business suit in the more recent games. I think that one's based on the older games. But there's a blonde who wears a suit as well. Yeah, you're thinking of the blonde one. Yeah, like I said, sadly I didn't play it that much. It was only a few arcades that had it when I was playing a lot of games, but I never really got into it too much. Although the recent versions of the game look really, really great graphics. I love what they did with the newest games. They made the graphics look amazing. These lips don't want to work right. Alright, so I gotta do this a little bit off camera real quick. Travis, blue? Eh, almost any kind of blue. I'll pull out a color for you real quick, hold on. Harley's lips is giving me a little trouble at the moment. Trying to even it out without screwing it up. A little bit, still not there. It's got to go up a little bit more. That's a little bit better. For blues, like, I mean, I would add some shading to them, of course, but I like to use Formula P3, what is it? Whatever the hell that's called, Cygnar Blue Highlight. And then there's Caldor Sky from Citadel. So these blues are really good as a base color. And then you can do a little bit of a darker blue, like mix up brown, like a dark brown with a blue, and shade it in certain areas, and you'll kind of get like that X-Men blue color. If you want to go that route, that's kind of the blues I like to use. I mean, the bottles are expensive, but one bottle goes pretty far. This one section on all these heads I've painted always gave me trouble. Still my favorite Harley head ever sculpted. This is a 1/4. Most of the stuff I do is 1/4. I rarely, any 1/6 stuff is kind of mostly bone design stuff or kits. I don't really customize too much smaller items. So I think that's good enough for Harley's face for now. I have to do her mask, but I'm gonna do the mask when I'm like I could do it during the week, like in the zone. It's hard to do that with the camera in my face and everything and show you what's going on. So probably gonna have to, like I said, I'll do the mask. It's just basically do the outside of the mask and then the inside and then paint it black. But you can kind of see where we're at with the face. Now if you notice, the eyes are grayish, you know, they're not actually pure white. So the eyes are gray. I try to do a lot of the eyes gray because if you try to do it like an off-white, even though like a lot of eyes are, you know, got that yellow tint in them, it'll look like they're stoned. So just doing it like a gray-white is usually better for eye sockets. So, and then the teeth, you can see they're not pure white. They got a little bit of that off-white on them, so it separates from the face. And yeah. And then 2 little red dots inside the cornea of the eye type stuff, so you can see little red dots in there. And that's Harley's face for now. So what I'll do is I'll let this, you know, cure up for the night, and I'll seal it like tomorrow or Monday, whenever I have a chance. But I think we'll try to paint up Bugs Bunny, at least his main body now. Try to get up his main body painted. I figure at least I could paint up Bugs tonight, get that going. Try to keep, you know, because I don't have to worry about him having to be in Lola's base. Dropping stuff all over today. Yeah, Brenton, going, once I start getting into the painting, I could kind of run through it. So, let's see, I gotta find a picture of Bugs. I don't have a picture. He's kind of like a grayish, So, Bugs Bunny, so he's kind of a gray color. He's got the white on certain areas, so let's see if I have a gray I could just use right out of the bottle, which this is probably a good gray right here. It's good color. It's kind of a grayish blue. Works pretty close to his. I know his some of his colors I'm looking at. It's got more of a like just a gray, but some of them have a gray blue. So I think I'll just stick with this one. I think that works. Yeah, close it. So his cheeks are white and his ears are pink and his chest is white. So let's add a little bit of a shade in some areas. So a darker gray here. I got a clog in a brush, hold on. So if it's kind of hard to tell right now. Kind of see if you guys can see how this airbrush is causing issues. Travis, use my website's contact page to get a hold of me. Don't put your number or any emails in chat. And I'll try and get back to you on Sunday. But if you guys were here at the beginning of the stream, there was that little plunger piece here that was kind of messed up. So what happens is, because that gets rusty, it doesn't slide up correctly. So when I press this down, see how it kind of like comes up slow? So you should be able to push it down and stop instantly, but because that plunger is rusted up and I got to replace it, it takes its time coming up. So that's what happens with this brush. Yeah, so I'm looking at the pictures now and his whatchamacallit. Let's see what we got. I lost the picture. Yeah, so cheeks are white, and his neck, chest down is white. Because there's no harsh lines on him, though, that's a problem. So I'm just going to... I'm trying to think. Maybe I should just airbrush it? And just let it overspray for fun? Yeah, they didn't do any harsh lines here, so... Yeah, screw it. It's only Bugs Bunny. Sorry. Got an email from someone real quick. All right. I think that's good enough for him, right? Like I said, there's no harsh lines there, so a little bit of a blend works. Alright, so Bugs is pretty set. Let's look at how sick Harley. Yeah, Harley's looking pretty good. It's kind of more my darker paint-ups of her, I guess you can say. So that's looking pretty good. I just gotta sand it down. I did fix up this part over here. So that's something I did do this week. Yeah, she's looking pretty sick. Yeah, like I said, definitely a darker tone version of her compared to what I've done before. I think it's because of the lips. I still may need to fix them. I don't know. I gotta kind of getting burnt out right now. And then we got 7 of 9. Yeah, chest is coming along pretty good on her too. So we got 7 of 9 looking pretty badass as well. So they're looking good. As far as Lola goes, I'll show you what I've done so far. I went ahead and added a little bit of stretchy marks here on her chest. I don't know how well you guys can see it. So what I did is I just kind of grinded in there a bit. I went and sanded her all down. I cleaned up a lot of scratches. I cleaned up a lot of like imperfections. This was kind of weak in the garage. So I did a lot of her, I cleaned up a lot of her legs in here. A lot of stuff that was a lot of issues. You can sort of see I'm still kind of cleaning up. So you can sort of see scratches that are here. So that's why I've been hitting it with primer and cleaning it up more and stuff. I also did fix up the back of her shirt here, and I added some extra little stretchy marks back there. I still got a little bit more to go. There was a lot of issues up in here I'm still kind of cleaning up. Kind of clean up the hair a little more too. But yeah, she had a lot of scratches and stuff, so I just got to do like another round or two. But I think I should have her ready for paint next week too. Starting Monday, I have to start painting up some kits for people. So I think I'm gonna try to take a day and get her prepped up if I can. And I'm probably gonna stream Thursday, because Friday I will be out, and then it's Christmas weekend. So yeah, I'll be around Thursday painting up again. So we'll probably get back on to Harley. Let's see, we'll probably start working on her other parts. You know, what we'll do is we'll work on her bra, work on her undies, maybe work on the leggings, once I figure out which is red, black type stuff. Maybe probably work on their hair too, because I think if I do some painting this week, I'll try and get the mask done. As far as 7 of 9, we do the hair, and then it's the outfit. So probably could do both hairs next week too. We'll probably do both hairs. And just kind of keep plugging away. Yeah, so that's where we're at now. So that's where I'm going to call it for the night. Kind of give you a little bit of a booty shot on the way out. So you can see the booty. Yeah, I'm overloaded with projects. Next year I gotta streamline my stuff, but we'll see how things go. Yeah, I'm just gonna stream on Thursday. So if I can get everything done, I'm gonna try to just pop open the stream on Thursday and kind of work until like this time again. Just try to keep plugging away to get these done and painted up. So, but it'll be, you know, I figure if I do the bra and I do the underwear, then I'm gonna have to do the trim around these areas. So it's gonna be like tedious work. And then if I do the hair, I'll have to do the trim around the neck. And then, you know, and then if I get Lola going, I could do the skin tone that day. But I don't know if I'm gonna have Lola ready for paint. She's got a lot of cleaning up still. So we'll see how things going. But I do like the way Lola turned out so far. She's looking like a badass. For Harley, I'm gonna do white underwear for her, and I was gonna do I was thinking of a white bra, but I was thinking of making it silk. But I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it next week. Think about it, Raz. You know, if you want to do like pink or if you want to do white, because she needs white on her somewhere, and I'm thinking maybe white underwear and a white bra. So I don't know. Think about it. I'm just been at this all day, so I'm kind of burnt out. So that's kind of where we're at with the gals. But yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. So yeah, I'll be back Thursday probably after lunchtime again and start plugging away. Alright, so you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next week. Get her off of there so I don't screw that up.